All right, people. So we're going to start this live stream while people come in. We're going to start with the Stock Clown series. Another way I'm going to spin the story. But how did this all start for people who missed this? And then I'm going to get into the, even if you haven't, even if you heard it before, we'll still start with, you know, uh, how this all started with the Stock Clown. Well, once upon a time, let's pretend we're gonna switch to stock clown now. I'm gonna have there's gonna be two people speaking. First it's me speaking, but now when we talking about what he's doing, it'll be you're gonna hear that his name John the Stock Clown. All right, people. So here goes. Uh, all right, people. I mean, guys. No, people. People is power trick or trade. Hi, Abib. I'm telling a story here. Um, stock. Hi guys, this is John the Stock Clown. Guys, listen to me. Win is a high flyer here. Let's short it. All right, right at 106. Okay. It goes up again. Goes up. Guys, listen to me. Let's add at 108. Okay. It's a high flyer. It's gonna come in. Don't worry about it. Just we're going to add to the position, okay? And so it goes up higher and higher, while he's fighting with power trick or trade. And wait for it, they all come in. And basically, as you know, the story goes is that then when it even went higher, and I understand that he actually added right up there into the 125 zone, people. And I'm going to And of course, you know where the story is. So from 106, from a position of 125, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months later, the high flyer or the stock clown, aka stock clown John, still wrong, but doesn't matter. He's still correct, right? Hey, people, just finishing up with the story here, my stock clown series. So. To make a long story short, I want you want to ask yourself. I was trying to figure out the psychology of this guy, and here's the psychology. In my opinion, there's an adage: hold your winners and cut your losers short. Now the stock clown is the other way around. What he does is he sells his winners quickly, but holds his losers for the long term. Does that make sense, people? It's the opposite. The opposite. So what he does is he basically, and you may find this funny, but this is what I think anyways, he holds his losers for the long term, waiting for them to come in, but cuts his winners short. The opposite of what most people want to do is what they want to hold their winners as much as they can and make great gains and cut their losers short. Stock Clown does the opposite. And he also gives great advice. Now, here's a new story, people, that I found out about the stock clown. Okay, and we're gonna be talking about stocks. Anybody just send me you tell me what you want me to talk about. We're gonna talk about in the list. Okay, so here is a new one that was brought to my attention. Race. Okay, this is a true story. Okay, of course he can't say anything. He can't say he's wrong or anything. But right around here, don't forget, race is a high flyer over here, right? I think actually it was around the $90, even a little below $90 a share. He had told an investor, "Sell race, it's going to fall. Sell it." Now, just imagine if that investor had listened to the stock clown, how much gains he would have lost, as the stock is now at $120 from 90, right? I think it was even a little, but it was around this area from what I understand. And can you imagine, again, he's giving this great advice, telling the investor, which is an investor, then when the investor approached him saying, "Hey, look what you told me to sell race," and of course the guy says, "You should just sell it again." So basically, and of course the guy wants to hold it for targets. Basically his advice is just as good as what you just heard right there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that he tells you to sell your shares in race and you watch the stock go up 30%? Now, for some people, let's say they have 1,000 shares in that, they made some great money, But his great his great advice told him to sell a long time ago because it was a high flyer that was going to come in, it was going to go lower. They all do, and this is my point, people. This is when you don't want to have you don't want to have um yeah. Well, it's just something quick I'm doing. I hope you're not the stock clown, Kiwi. No, but I have to finish the story here of the race here, because race, this long story short, he has the opposite mentality. What he likes to do is he likes to cut his winners short and hold his losers for the long term. This is true, people. Can you imagine such a thing? So yeah, people, race is the newest one that I was brought attention to me. Wrong, but instead of saying that he's wrong, he makes excuses, and again, I think it's just a stinking nutbag, the stock clown. So anyways, people, you listen to the story of the stock clown, and this is the truth. What happened with race? Wrong 30 points, and this is probably going higher, and it's still wrong win since 106 to 108. Bad video settings. Can everybody hear me? I'm getting my live stream's not smooth today. You can hear me. I wonder why it's saying that there's something wrong. So you hear me properly with no let's see if the video, yeah, this okay. It seems like it's okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Apple. No issues. Okay. Yep. No chopping. Okay, that's weird. What the stream, the video, the thing is telling me a problem. Meanwhile, there's no problem. You hear me perfectly. Great. Anyways, people, whoever wants to participate in that. So, hope you guys enjoyed well, not enjoyed the stock clown story, but to understand that there's mental retards out there like that. And it's nuts. I am wasting my time, but I thought some people do have a laugh of the stock clown. And so let's put up Apple here. So, Apple, what can we say about Apple? Actually, you know what? Before we talk about Apple, let's talk about WYNN. Oops. WYNN. Now, this is a great stock to talk about because, first of all, the stock clown is still short this, and, I think this can go even higher. However, we don't want to guess like the stock clown. I did post a plan, and I believe this is at a pivotal zone. All right, so what I'm going to do is give a little bit of volume instructions of what I'm looking for, basically. I think they're going to consolidate this a bit more, but this should start to pop. And it's at a pivotal zone. If they decide to bring it back there, we might chop around. And of course, the stock clown is just hating this, of course, because he's continued to be wrong, and I will continue to hammer him as this keeps going higher. And from his 106 being wrong since March. Yeah, exactly. 106 at 108 at. All right, people. So what am I looking for here? Let's get on a serious note. We could talk funny, some funny stuff, stock clown, because that's just a hoot to hear about the story. It's just the psychology is the opposite, people, it's the opposite of reality. In other words, you want to hold your losers for long term, but you cut your winners short. Because that's why it's called scalper. When you're a scalper, that's how you think. You cut your winners, you run because you know you're going to be wrong soon, so you get out quickly. but you don't want to admit you're wrong, so you keep holding the losers wrong. I don't know. No. The stock clown just shorts everything. That's all he does. Ting tong. But as we did not hold, the Tesla was just an earnings play. But anyways, people, let's get back to let's finish off the win here. So basically, for win, we're looking for a win to get above the 153.75 area on some good action volume, and about 500 to 600K, right? And if we don't get that volume, you're going to watch for basing there and look for power towards 154, 154 and a half. Of course, if there's strong power in that zone, that's going to be an easy buy, right? But if it should continue to show power, because if it doesn't, reality is it could just chop around. This is a pivotal zone day, in my opinion. And where my targets again short term is to 158 to 160, where then we might stop in that area and pattern to go higher. Um, and or basically and go higher, people. So that's the WYN plan. Some people asked about Apple. Well, Apple people. Let's talk about Apple. And for those who missed it, first of all, we went into Apple here with a on this day here I made a plan, and it confirmed this day. It didn't move that day, but boy did people get it rewarded. We had the solid movement towards today. I don't know whether this was down due to the iPhone 10 being some daughter of an engineer. Who knows? But it's just part of the move. I mean, it basically made a big move here, and it's just normal profit taking, because this move was way more than anticipated. I mean, look at this. We almost hit a high of 170, people. From my detailed explained plan. Unlike the stock clown, still short from 140, he basically, is still wrong, and wrong more, and it is went against his wrong position. You know what I mean saying? Because his mentality that Apple should be $120, and he actually stated that many times, people, that the reason why he was shorting it is because he believes it was going to come down to fill the gap here. That's when you should be a buyer. While stock clown is still wrong, and this keeps going wrong. Stock clown name going to be mentioned, and it's squeezed higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Stock clown's going to look worse. Again, people, what I believe what the stock clown does is he holds his losers long term. It's the opposite, and his winners, he gets rid of them quickly, because when you're a scalper, small-minded person with no brains in your head, this is what you do. Capiche, people? It's the opposite mentality. Stock crazy, stock clown, stock nutbag, whatever you want to call it. This is what I believe my theory has become of the stock clown. No issues, okay. I'm up 140%, but I really want to be greedy and hold through earnings. Why? For the Hessing, for Apple. Well, you can. I mean, you can hold some, right? I really don't. We don't know what they'll do with this with Apple. I mean, the way I look at it is that if you can hold some, if you're gonna hold some leaps. Because big picture, this is going higher, but who knows what excuse causes the stock to do whatever it does here. I don't know. I mean, this definitely is setting up to go higher. This stock wants higher. For me, what I'm talking about is that we had a great options plan. We made great money, unlike the stock guessing stock clown that's wrong since 140. And again, he's only one-sided. He doesn't follow the Jesse Livermore, and you don't want to be like that. You want to trade the market based on what it's saying, not what you think, not your opinion. So people have these opinions. I'll tell you a true story, people, about Apple. Right over here, as I explained, this was a pivotal zone. And I'll tell you the story because it's important. I think people are selling the news. Yeah. Whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. Big picture is this is going higher in inception, but there's it's part of the process for the stock to go higher. It has to make its money through options and all these things. These movements have to happen. But what you don't want to be is wrong, like a stock clown, where you're holding a position just because of an opinion. You think it's not good, not realizing this company makes money through the roof, is one of the richest companies in the world, so on and so forth. So he doesn't have any brains or any vision. He's a scalper, and he's giving advice to people, and is wrong months on end. And this is the sad part. Imagine making fun of people. It's cheap here, quick guys, buy. What he means is that it's going to go down. So you don't have to buy over here. And basically, he's wrong months on end. Let's look at the months here, right? For March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 months is wrong, right? So this is the mentality of the stock clown. Basically, you want to hold your losers for the long term, and you cut your winners short. Then you are a true stock clown. If you want to be like him, just do that. His advice. Oh, you're going to be happy. Netflix is going higher. Yeah. Right now, Netflix, Robert, is setting up. So we need volume. Yeah, I'm in X right now. So why I like X is I like the power of X. However, what, I'm not going to fight this. It's just that I think that one thing about X is it seems to be a really good kind of stock to play on pullbacks. Now, what they had is earnings, and we gapped up. They pulled it back a lot, and I think that they're setting this up, and this is something I thought that would go to a 30. I can see this going to 30, 31. Now, if we don't hold that 26.5 area, we might not, it might not go, but this might pattern and start to move higher. We'll see. But I like it as long as we hold above 26.5. And if I don't like the action, I can always take some profits and move on. But I got in a really, really good price in that. Yeah, of course I did. That's why I posted that. But I bought it cheaper than what I said. I just happened to like. I looked at the action. I decided, hey, you know what? People were asking about X. I happened to see. I happened to see that I happened to check out what this was doing. I saw that there was a lot of I liked the power that it had. I mean, this had a lot of. Imagine this is a cheap stock, right? And you look at this, $25, and she powers up over here. And again, she's at a pivotal zone where they could run it up. Now, if we hold that 26, and again we had to close at 27.30, which is good. If they happen to hold that 26.5 area, I could see this in a couple of days trying to get up higher, and I'll make about 100% on that if we just go to this level here. But I think that if they pattern this properly, and well, no, Tesla didn't fail. Tesla had earnings. Tesla worked perfectly with the plan, but earnings. It's due to news. Like. For Tesla, it's due to the news. Well, good, you made some money. I mean, it came back down over here, and it's in a support zone. Fake news. No, it's Tesla. That stock. In pullbacks are usually the way I look at it, they are opportunity, but it needs some time now. It's because of the if we read, they're not able to produce enough cars in time, but then they'll spin something else, and should you go long Tesla? Stock clown is short. He's always. No, I'm not. No, I don't. I'm not gonna go long. I'm not gonna go long Tesla until it looks good to me. Again. And we don't know where it's going, so we don't want to guess, right? So when you talk about does 250 look good, I don't know. I don't know whether I don't. It may not even. It might even get back. 300 could be the support zone for that stock. It might. It depends what it reclaims. What I need to see is the action area. Let the market give us more clues. Right now, you really don't know. I don't guess like the guy. It jumps back. It can jump back very quickly. Yeah. But we need some action right now. Just like I waited for that reversal and we caught the reversal, right? Same thing is gain. Now, I haven't been talking about BABA, but I can put BABA up. I haven't been talking about BABA. Probably BABA, from what I remember, it's moved a lot right now. Man, my internet. All right, so today, yeah, see, we went up higher, but yeah, I mean, BABA, I think is gonna probably, need some time. That's the way I see it with this stock. I have to take a look at it in another way, but I don't want to cover BABA right now. It's not my I don't want to cover BABA right now. What I do want to cover is I really like Win. I think this stock here. They've been really basing this for a long time, and if we can get that reversal, we can get to 158. This stock could move. There's a lot of good things in this chart, and again, this has been channeling for a while, and we kind of broke out of this channel if you think about it. So it can continue pretty easily, right? Yeah, Tesla. We're gonna watch for that one. It's not ready. Tesla, we'll have to see its action. So I got nothing to talk about Tesla because Tesla, it's got to go through its. If I see something I like during the day, it's one thing, but right now I don't see anything. I might say something if I like something that I see, but I highly doubt it. I think that Tesla's going to need a little bit of time, and and some other news to help it go where it needs to go. Yeah, volume for that is true. Sandro, on a safer side for people. Oh, Paul, yeah. Uh, can it go to 75? Yeah, sure it can. I think we talked about this. PYPL. Yeah, I mean, it definitely can. You can see this is not a fast move, right? So you got to have patience with the stock. But can this go up higher? I mean, yeah, definitely. There's just, you know, it's just a slow mover, and I don't, the feel of this stock is it's just it definitely can go higher. But it's something that I'm not crazy. I might look at it, but I'm not crazy about this. But yeah, definitely, can it go to 75? Yeah, sure it can, Paul. Yeah, yeah. We're going to talk about this. So definitely, people, BA. Let's get back again. We're going to get to stocks that. So I get questions. So, BA basically, we're waiting for that confirmation. I mean, it's looking really good. They've built a support. And this is again, the high flyer is wrong. The stock clown, I should say, stock clown John is wrong since the 240. And I think this is going definitely higher. At least we're going to go test 270, 275. It's just a matter of waiting for that. I mean, it looks like it's consolidating and ready. It's just getting ready to zoom up and squeeze the yeah. AAPL had an upgrade today. Are you still? Yeah, of course we are. Um, yeah, you know what? I forgot to type the A. I was going to talk about AAPL. So yeah, people, you look at my video on the confirmation for BA. That this is still in place. Same with IBM. We're just waiting for confirmation to initiate a position. So IBM, I like this as well. It just needs time, right? You gotta wait. We've gotta wait for the power. It's think of it like think of it like this. Remember Apple? It's quiet, it's consolidating, and then boom, right? Can happen with IBM, right? But you gotta wait for it. You gotta wait for it. Except we're waiting for it in a meaningful way. Confirmation is key. By the way, people, you guys like the PCLN. The problem with PCLN, I don't trade that, is because of the spreads on the options are crazy. Uh, yeah, I did cover Apple, Mike. Apple basically made a great move for PCLN. Yeah, but I got no plan for this one right now, so I don't see the point of talking about PCLN. Yeah, this stock to me is in a chop zone. Um, there's some good things about it. I mean, this could go higher, definitely. I have to look at it, but the problem with PCLN, um, yeah, don't worry, with Netflix is the same thing. Nothing's changed from my other plan. With Netflix, I'm gonna be making up. I don't think Netflix is going to do any sort of confirmation. Yeah, but can PCLN go up? Yeah, it sure can. But the problem is that this. I don't trade these kind of stocks because see the volume is very low, and I don't like trading the options stocks in this options because the spreads are just crazy with it, and basically even if you're right, if it goes wrong one direction for you, it goes against your options like crazy. But if you catch a right move in this, yeah, this thing can make you a lot of money, there's no doubt about it. But there's a lot of great setups that can make us money without this, which is a little bit safer. And again, PCLN doesn't trade very well with the options. You notice I don't look. You notice all my stocks are in the millions. You notice they trade millions. I look for because they got to have lots of volume in the options. I like that. Now, Win doesn't really, but Win right now does have some. And in fact, I talk about them in my you can see them in the stock chart. My stock charts I posted. Yeah, no, but you can make a lot of money with PCLN. The problem is the timing with it. No, I don't have any thoughts on those pharmaceuticals. The one I like though is what I am watching is J&J. If there's a pharmaceutical that has a potential to go higher, it's J&J, much better than CLGN right now. I don't know why, but it's just that's what the charts are saying, right? That pharmaceutical makes money. Yeah, I know it's patterning. You never know; it could reverse still, but I just not bothering with low right now. I think what I would do based on the action of low, and I was able to get out of. I would just focus on. I would probably looking to get into Home Depot because that's where I made the most money. Was in Home Depot HD, Patrick. So right now the focus is IBM, uh, BA, and Win. Win could go. Again, listen. We wait for confirmation. By the way, people, did you see the new banner I put up on the YouTube channel? What do you guys think of the new banner? I mean, I might have something else as well, but what do you guys think of the new banner on the YouTube channel? You talking about the banner, Paul? Robert, did you happen to hear the? Oh, good. That well, yeah. That that's some shout out to Fernando for that. He sent me that today. I've been talking about him about the banner and everything. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I think that banner is perfect. It just zooms. Confirmation is key. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. Lulu's still holding that. I mean, it's been really hard to hold it, but it's building a. I forgot it's building a pattern here. In my opinion, is this. You can see that here. It's so if we they can it's in the decisional zone. So if we crack up, I mean, this is a stock that can go up here, and I think they're setting it up. They're playing. I mean, they've been popping it many times, and they bring it back down. It's very annoying. But it's still holding support like crazy. So I'm holding it, for the possible pop that can happen sometime this week or next week. But it's a dull stock to hold right now. I really hate holding this stock, but I'm holding it based on it hasn't it, that there is it is holding support. IBM, gotta wait. To think of this like Apple. IBM, kind of had us pull back. It had a great move, and now we're channeling, right? So we're waiting for the power. Still, you need that 156 to 158 area for entry. Your new banner puts the emphasis on confirmation. Yeah, yeah. Well, I asked Fernando, to come up with something, but I want to use one of my key phrases in the banner. I want the banner to have the key phrase, and that's the one he chose, right? Now he's a serious follower of Power Trick or Trade, and he made up, he spent that's where it came from. Somebody who cares about the Power Trick or Trade name. You know what I mean? So he's putting his best. Now he might come up with something else as well, but I like it. It looks good. I put it up right away. That was just something he did pretty quickly too, but he's been really busy. Um, Twitter is for terms. Twitter is setting up. Um, we gotta just wait for. I'm just waiting for that. I just know that it needs some more time. For there to be a safe entry. There are things I see that are setting up for higher prices, people, but they need some time, and then just to post them, I'm waiting for them to show me the right action, and then or getting closer to the thing, and then when I see that great opportunity, I'll post the plans. Like I looked at Win today, and I think that Win, that if we can get above the pivotal zone that I explained, I think it's going to go higher. but we want to see the power. If not, what it can do is chop, right? And I don't want to be stuck in chop either, right? And I really like to see that stock squeeze higher, because I know the stock clown is going to be squeezed even more wrong than it already is for the past 6 or 7 months. But he doesn't want to talk about that, because he likes to hold his 100+ losers. He likes to hold his losers and get rid of his winners quickly. It's the opposite of what they tell you. Hold your winners and cut your losers short. It's the opposite. It's hold your losers hard, guys. Hold them hard and get rid of your winners quickly. It's the opposite mentality. Yeah, I'm in that. No, I'm not on just X. I'm in Lulu too, right? I got out of Apple. I got out of Apple. I got out of Tesla. So yeah, right now I'm looking to get into Win, IBM, BA, or whatever other things that'll confirm. So that's what I'm looking to do. You know, I don't go by the week, Patrick, to be honest with you, because it's impossible to say. We can't. The market, if for example your plans don't want to confirm, or plan doesn't want to confirm, you can't force that you need to make a certain amount of money. I look at it by the month. I think monthly. When I think about making money in the market, I think in monthly terms, because you can make very little money in some weeks, and then make most of your money in the last week of the month, because it was just great confirmation. Does that make sense? So I don't think of it weekly. It's not like a job. It's not like a weekly thing. You can have weeks that aren't so great, and then weeks that are super. It's really utterly, there is no. I think monthly, and then for example, when I pay my credit card, you have a credit card. I use a credit card to make money. And how do you pay your credit card? You pay monthly, right? So if you think about in terms of monthly income, and making monthly goals so that you can pay your bills. Well, plus you should have savings and everything. What I'm saying is, then you don't have to worry and put all the pressure on making money on the weekly basis, because it can happen. You could have one winner one week, like Apple. We had strong gains, for example, right? But the gains you make in that week could be the month right there. Right? Let's look at Apple. That's a good question by Patrick. So but let's think about this, right? Just honestly, people, let's just think about this. A lot of things confirmed, right? So, for example, we confirmed and then we followed through. So, someone that got in here and caught these days over here, they made great gains. They could have made a month here, or a couple of weeks. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? For example. And then, of course, things like JPM, and it depends how many. Now, sometimes you only get one that confirms, and sometimes you're getting a few of them, and you're just making money like crazy. And where that week you made all your money in one week, and then the rest of them, then the 2 weeks later, you're not making as much, or you may be making a small gains. It depends on how many things want to confirm, right? Because the last thing you want to do is force trades. You want to just get into anything just to make, there's a lot of ways to make a little, scalps and stuff like that. But I'm talking about directional plans. And so if you wait for the great setups like Apple, like look at Apple didn't want to confirm, right? So you're waiting, right? And all of a sudden, boom, you know what I'm saying, Patrick? And you get paid. Yeah, you could say that, but in terms of a time frame, it doesn't matter, because it depends on the week. You can have weeks that are not much happening, right? And then, but doesn't matter, because you can have a winner coming up, like that's an apple, and you're vavooming as a zooming, hahooming. I get an example, or you have a whole bunch of them, right? More than one. It's very weird that my what it says, my thing. Something screwy with the software with YouTube. Yeah, this is a very good. I think Wednesdays are very good live stream days. Yes, hi, Jack, Sandra. Have you talked about that? Yeah, well, Tesla. I didn't talk about Tesla because Tesla had earnings, and so um, they decided it is down. Let's take a look at Tesla. By the way, we can take a look at Tesla. I mean, it's not like we can't take a look at it. I just don't have a plan for it right now. It's not my focus right now. So if we look at we'll say 5-minute chart, you can see. I mean, boy, they had a quick pop. You never know. Wonder where that bar came. There was a powerful couple of quick pops here. That was a quick pop, and then who knows if that was just a bad tick. And then they basically, it seems like the 300 zone. So we'll see what it does. I know what to look for, if it's going to reverse or not. It could chop around for a couple of days, and we can make good money if I see a reversal plan. I'll figure something out for the stock. I mean, this stock did we did great gains in it. That quick pop over here. I mean, you had to get out. I mean, look at with weekly options, you don't have time for that, right? So it didn't follow through enough, so I had to get rid of this right away. But I was able to make some profits in this. Not as much as I wanted. I was expecting much more of a pop. I'll be honest with you. I anticipated them to pop it in the 340 area and then bring it down for earnings. I mean, I doesn't surprise me that it went down for earnings. But it went down very quickly. You had to be, it went down really quickly. Tesla. But it didn't go down it didn't go down as much. Some people would have thought, I'll be honest with you, if you think about it, with the news and everything, you'd think it didn't go down that much, considering. Tesla can move 30, 40 points, right, on stuff like that. If we look at Tesla's last earnings here, let's take a look at this. Like here, this is the earnings over here, and they gapped it up. Now look at the difference, okay, people. I want you to think about this here. Let's think about this, okay? So is it that bearish what they did with it? I don't think so. Let's think about this in another way. We're thinking about this in a more, I don't know, in an intellectual way. So if you look at that, that's almost what? A 20-point swing to the upside. And did we get follow through and everything? Now, the way they dropped this after hours, that's not much of a drop compared to this rise. Right? So we'll see. We'll see how they hold that 300 area. Right? Now, I'm not guessing or assuming. We're letting the market tell us, right? So I'm not focusing on Tesla right as it now. I think it would need some time, but it could give us some surprise signal that I will tell you guys, that I'll tell you people about. That's why you subscribe to me. Make sure you follow me on PowerTarget Trade, people. Confirmation is key. And when I say something, it means something, because I don't guess and assume like the stockclown run for 5, 6, 7 months and keep holding. We get rid of things right away. Like you think I didn't hold Netflix. I just think Netflix is going to chop around. It's not going to go. It doesn't want to go low. I might want to go lower, but I don't want to bother with it because I know it's play chop games. So I just took it. I took it off. It gave me plenty of chance to take it off with the action that it was doing. Right. So that's that for Netflix. Netflix is setting up to go higher, but I think it's not going to do it this week. It's going to need some time. It just needs some time. That's the way it's acting. And again, volume was going to be the key. So there's a volume, sir. You need that volume for this stock. There's just no running around the volume. This volume is sucky. When you got this shit volume, that's why this stock doesn't do anything. Doesn't even go down. Doesn't want to go down. Doesn't want to go up. It could chop, and that's no good. So forget about it. So I couldn't make much money trying to short this thing. There was money to be made, but it wasn't very long, so it's chopping. So chopping, you lose. I'm not going to play the chop game. Now, what we're going to do is win. Win is a directional play. Win can zoom. It can break out, and boy, I hope it wants to. Listen, if it doesn't want to break out, I'm not going to force the trade. Listen, I'm not like the stock clown that I want to hold I want to be in. I want to go into things that make money. I don't want to hold and be wrong like him, right? So if you want to be a stock clown, what you want to do, people, is you want to hold your losers for the long term. Okay, you keep holding them and wait for them to come in. You don't want to, and when you make a winner, you want to get out right away and just take your money and run. It's the opposite. Everyone, don't forget. Anybody want to hear the stock clown story? Is there anybody out there? See, people who want to hear it, you have to, in order for me to ask for me to hear about the stock clown, you have to type a message. If you want me to talk about a stock, people that are watching, because there's a lot of people that are watching, you've got to, yeah, Paul, you got to ask me. You got to type it. You want to hear a stock clown story, right? Got to type it. Want to hear a stock clown story? You let me know. If not, I don't want to talk about the stock clown, right? We're going to let people, ask me. Some people want to hear a stock clown story. Somebody I talk the stock clown story. Because I'm not lying here, people. There's no joke. Like if you're baffled and you can't believe it, it sounds too good to be true. You say, can there be a stock clown like that? Yeah, I'm telling you, there is, people. He gives bad advice, like telling somebody to sell their race at 90, and then it goes to 120. You want to hear the stock clown story? Okay, let's talk about race. True story, people. An individual approached the stock clown and said, "Hey, you told me to sell race," and he goes, "Good for you. Good for you. Take your profits. Short it. It's going to go down." Now, honestly, this can keep going higher, in my opinion. It's something I don't trade, but I'm saying I looked at this thing, and the point is, the guy, someone brought it to my attention and said, this is another high flyer winner, and basically what he was trying to say is that he had told somebody to sell the race, and basically his advice is, why hold a winner? Get rid of it right away. Get rid of your winner. This is what I think's happening in his retarded brain. Get rid of the winner, man. What are you doing? Short, get short. That's what he said. He told the guy to get short here at night. He says, told him to get short and get rid of his long. Get short, sell it. So tell me, people, is the stock clown correct or massively wrong? And let the chart speak for themselves. I think you can. I think it's funny. I mean, I think anybody hearing what I'm saying, but it's funny as it sounds, people. It's no joke. That's a stock clown true story, and there's going to be many more. There's going to be more. Because people, some people sent me information about the stock clown on race. Yeah, I bet you there's hundreds of them, hundreds of people. Thousands of people have stories about the stock clown on how many positions are underwater following this advice. Woo! I can't imagine. Look how wrong he was with race and Win and Apple and BA. It goes on and on and on. In stocks that count, all he talks about is the AAOI or something like that, or shops where he got rid of them. Even though he may have been right, he got rid of them right away because he knows he's wrong a lot. So he's afraid. I don't want to be holding a loser. I got to take my wins right away. I have so many losers to pay my losers off. My interest that I owe to the brokerage firm. So that's another story of the stock clown people. And again, anybody want to hear more stories, you let me know. But we'll talk about you ask me a stock, we'll talk about a stock. Yeah, he's the Bill Ackman of internet advice. Yeah, they destroy many accounts. Yeah, what is the recommendation on Apple? Yeah, the leaps. David, you could do that. You can take profits and then hold some runners. It's earnings, and we don't know exactly what they're going to do with it. Apple is unreadable. You don't know what Apple's going to do because Apple has. Let me tell you something, people. Apple has run up into earnings and just keeps running. So there is no way to know what Apple is going to do. In theory, there's no reason why it shouldn't go higher, but that's just a game of what the big money wants to do. Like, do they want the excuse? The way I look at it, if they do pull it back, all they are doing is creating a buying opportunity. But if it wants to go forward, it's not as easy to get into it. But that's what it is. Yeah, basically, Ting Tong, what you want to do if you want to be the stock clown is you want to sell your winners quickly, and as soon as you're making a few bucks, you sell quickly, but you hold on to your losers forever. That's how you make money with the stock clown. Okay, you just hold the loser like Apple. You hold your loser Apple position. You hold your win position wrong. You hold your race wrong and BA wrong, and you just get rid of your, and you do quick scalps here and there, and then you post to people, hey, look, I'm great, and make fun of people, right? And be rude to people like what he does. He's fighting with people every day. Every day his stream has people complaining to him, fighting with him, and he's just rude to people. Boy, one day he's gonna get hit. You know what? Someone's gonna knock that guy. If they're gonna, he's gonna get it one day. You know what? When you're if I this stock clown is like the evil stock clown, you know, like the in a horror movie. That guy is worse than he's like a horror stock clown. The worst person I ever seen, and I never seen such. And again, he's a chicken, right? Because you know, I told him, you know, let's go, come on, post plan for plan, stock clown. You know, let's see how good you are when you post real documented plans with entries and everything. And you know what? The guy still to this day is a chicken. To do that, because I know I would destroy him. I know he has no chance against PowerTarget Trade, no chance. But he's too chicken clown. So we got look, his name is stock chicken, stock clown, stock moron, stock whatever you want to call stock, whatever the stock is, stock moron, stock clown, stock loser, stock wrong, stock. You follow people. It goes on and on. GS is setting up. It's a bank stock. You know, even JPM is not moved enough. I'm looking for a re-entry in it. I think that they need some. You know, I honestly, even JPM was a great mover for that few days, but it has since then has just not done much. So you know, what do I do? Do I fight it and I look for a new entry, or I go into new stocks plans? People, it made me my money though. JPM, I was very happy with it. While the stock clown actually shorted it for a stake. Yeah, you know, stake money. That's exactly what he said. What he did is he held his. Of course, you know why he exited quickly that day. Actually, let's put up JPM. You know, since somebody asked me about JPM, I want to talk about the JPM because it's another a little quick stock clown story. So honestly, I made a plan to go long and it confirmed on this day here. What the stock clown did was short it for a stake, and then of course it made a nice move up to here. So again, this is how the stock clown likes to make little stock money and hold his losers for a long period of time. I mean, the reason why he gets out is because he knows he's going to be wrong. So he takes his money and runs. He says, you know what? I don't want to be holding another 101. I don't want my list to get bigger. I better take my winners, because I have 100 losers that are losing money, and I'm holding them for them to come in. For waiting, just wait for it. Waiting for them to come in. Yeah. So that's the JPM story. And since then, JPM has been, I was looking for, I got stopped off for my runners, and then I was waiting for another pop, and it never gave me another signal. So I'm watching it. I think the banks are setting up to go higher, and I might look for Goldman Sachs, but I think they need some time. But what I like right now, again, is that are getting closer and closer would be IBM, BA, of course, BA, and Win. Win could be very quickly. It could be in a couple of days. It could be tomorrow. Again, it needs to show the power, like I explained inside this video. That's right. He will risk 50,000 and make 500. That's right, Patrick. That's what I believe. Yeah, that's what I believe, Patrick. Yeah, the stock clown. Well, you've had first-hand experience with the stock clown, right? So, yeah. Before finding my stream, and it seems to me that I mean, you've had your ups and downs. The market is the thing, but you've probably done a lot better, and you probably like the advice 10 times better than what the stock clown had given you, right? Because I'm pretty sure you lost a lot of money. Yeah. Well, don't forget, Patrick, you do miss things too, right? You do miss some plans. That's because you also are deciding. You also don't have the. It's not easy for you to get into all of them, right? So the problem is if you pick the wrong one, right? That one doesn't make you as much. Like for example, you missed the Apple one, right? For example, and I mean, Apple is something. When I make an Apple plan, you have to pay attention because those do pay very well. You know what I'm saying, Patrick? I mean, I mean, it was difficult this particular month, but this last move made up for all the difficulty. I mean, I couldn't be happier with that Apple plan. It made up for all the toughness. So people remember who are watching. When you have a question, when you want to see, what you should do is you get a. Watching is one thing, but typing a message and asking a question is another thing. You know, you might have a question about an entry, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Sometimes my live streams are going to be about a plan that I posted, and then I'm going to expand on the plan and not make it 100% clear inside the on the written plan. Yeah, it could go low still. It could still go up. It's just a patient thing. I don't know if it'll do it in time, because I think the ones you're in is November 17. You're in the November 17. From what I remember, the November 17 calls for low, the 80s. So let me talk about low here. Like I talk to people, how do I cut my. Okay, so here's the reality. This stock here actually started to move, and where was it exactly? I can't remember now, because I know it was over here. We took it, and they pulled it back. No, I think it was here. It was going up well, and then this happened. Yeah, it was here, where I got fed up with it. Because it opens up, and I think I got stopped out because it pulled up to this point. Then it went lower, so I think I exited around here, because where I started making money. I was happy, and then I think I exited here because I didn't like the action, or here. And then, of course, they popped it up. It looked good, right? But I mean, I never bothered with it. And then they failed it again. So you see, the action isn't just the kind of thing. And so it was winning. The thing about it, Patrick, it was winning. But then these days, and the way thing, I decided to exit the position. And it could have gone higher. And don't forget, look, like they did play a game and made it look good, and then they just played games. Instead of this day, they slowly, and I mean, it hasn't really moved out a lot, and it could move. It's magically something can. It's possible. It could try to go, but I don't know. I can't guess. I mean, it's possible. It's just been a slow grind. Yeah. Uh, Low. This is why I exited for small. Listen, I was making good profits here, and I posted this, right. And then they started, and it was slow, and the profit, it came in slow. It moved up slowly too, so I got fed up with it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I might miss something when I get impatient on something. But you see, like I said, people, AAPL, right? What did AAPL do? Zoom. It's easy to hold these, and I love these, right? So win is the kind of stock that can zoom. You know what I mean, people? It can zoom, go right up. It can pop. I mean, look at how it moves. Win, right? And the options are trading pretty good too. However, people, like I said, this is a pivotal zone. They could also this thing could chop around for all we know, right? I think it should move. We did get the volume. What's impressive is the move it made. Don't forget now, it didn't move $10, right? So it's a matter of, they might relax it, and they may not, and it could keep moving. When it can move a lot. Look at this, 135 and 145. Now this took 10 points, but I mean, it's a stock that can move. And for all we know, the reason why it moves now, even though it moved from here, it still came out of a channel, and so it can still pop pretty easily. We're talking about that 4-point move to 158 to 160, so it's a possibility. Especially with those 2-week out options, they're monthly options, but they only have a couple of weeks. November 17, 155 calls are trading very, very, very well. Again, we gotta wait for confirmation. It doesn't matter. We would want to be stuck in chop, right? Because that's the next thing. I could see them chopping this win, but if they show the power, definitely that means they want to go higher, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's a pivotal zone, much like Apple was, right? Pivotal zone. Any questions, people? See, people, watching, it's one thing, right? talking about for Apple? Talking about Apple, Paul? It really, you know what? It's impossible to say. It still gives you plenty of time. I can't see, I'm pretty sure Apple would be at 175 by December, but I don't know 100%. I wish I knew the future, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. If I knew the future, Paul, I'd be we'd be billionaires in no time, right? Just think about what it means by knowing the future, right? So that's why you don't hear me guess and assume, but I have a strategic plan and everything. So if anybody tells you they know for sure, they're a clown like the stock clown, because think about it right now. If you know the future, what the you follow my you know the future. You own the world. Listen, anybody knows the future. Listen carefully, people. Whoever knows the future controls the world, right? I know how it's like, oh, for sure Apple's iPhone is going to sell out, right? For sure. They Apple. I can tell Apple if I knew the future. Order. Well, I know exactly I know the future. I know how many Apple phones are going to be bought. You know what I mean, people? Earnings are tomorrow, Paul, for Apple. Tomorrow earnings are for Apple. But the odds. Here's what I say. The odds of Apple being at 175 by December are very high. They're very high, people. That's all I can say about Apple. The odds are very high. If we think of it fundamentally, it's just that games that are going to be played. Because if Apple, look at it. Today we almost hit 170. Paul, we hit 170 practically today. You're talking about $5 from where we were of today's high, right? So you see how fast Apple can move, right, Paul? So you got to think of it. You got to look at it that way too. Um, Apple. Look right here. People were bearish. You remember people about Apple's gonna go to they're the high flyer guesser. Apple's gonna go down to 120. Like they know. And then zoom, zoom, boom, boom. It goes the opposite way because they're so smart, right? What did I do? Did I say? I did not say. I gave that there's a possibility to go to this level, but I gave instructional numbers. I talked about this being a pivotal zone. You see what I'm saying, Paul? I made a strategical plan, almost just as good as like knowing the future. Except I don't know the future. What I do have is good strategic plans of action that I've proven over and over and over. Well, the stock count's proven over and over and over again that he has no strategic plan. That he's just like the worst guesser, on the planet probably. I think he's one of the worst traders I've ever seen in my life. In terms of psychological mentality, what I have quickly on the stock clown. I think I figured him out. I think what happened to that stock clown is he must have lost a lot of money going long stocks. He went wrong. He went long stocks, the wrong stocks, and had a mental breakdown. I'm honestly, I believe this is a probability. I think he had a mental breakdown because his mentality, no matter what a stock is doing, he's bearish. Bearish, just like Race. Race doing well, like he's giving bad advice. He's bearish everything. Everything's no good to him. Everything's a high flyer. Everything sucks. Everything's garbage. So I think what happened to the stock clown is that again, I don't know. We don't know about that. We don't know. We don't know. Uh, it could have a blowout quarter. It could have, who knows where it's going to come. I don't know. I'm not going to assume it. What I do know for the charts are saying is that there's a high probability that this is going to be a $200 stock. But it doesn't mean that for all we know, we start zooming on earnings. We just keep going. I'm telling you, right? There's a possibility that there's a zoom it up, and then you got to buy higher. So if they pull it back, all I'm saying is it's a gift. It'll be a gift. I'm positive that it's a gift. Look at people. Everybody was bearish Apple. Every time Apple falls, they were bearish. Okay, let's think about the story. It bearish, and then Apple recuperates. That took longer to recuperate, but then all of a sudden, as a zoom, of a boom, of a boom, the stock is still higher. People, that's new highs today. It made. A lot of people don't understand that Apple just made new highs. Okay, well the stock clown is still wrong from the 140. Apple made new highs, stock clown John. You understand, stock clown John? It made new highs. So you're massively wrong still. And even if it was to pull back, you're wrong. No matter how you spin it, you're wrong, 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 wrong. You're the stock clown. Jingle, 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 jingle. Yeah. I mean, Apple is doing good, but I don't know, like, what excuse they can come with, because in reality, that's what exactly, David. It's an opportunity. Look at the story. Look at Apple pull back, right? She went up, boom, right? She comes back down again. Channels, people are bearish. The guessers out there, gonna go down. Even people come on my stream telling me it's gonna go down, and I tell them, look, I don't do that, right? Instead, I made it a detailed plan, made money, right? Detailed Apple plan, we made money. So, for all we know, Paul, Apple gives no opportunity, and you have to buy higher. They're going to play games up here and channel it to go to 200. That's a possibility. And you know what? I believe if they do break it up, then that means they're going to take this above 200 by December. So we'll let the earnings come out, right? Yeah, but see, based on technicals, there's no way to know right now, David, because it's in new highs right now. There are mixed. It's one of those things. It can go. It's a 50-50 thing, Of course, it's skewed to go up. If you think about it but you can't think logically. If you think about it logically, you would say Apple's gonna go up. So if the market could, for whatever reason, or even themselves, Apple don't want to do whatever the big money wants to do here, whatever they're deciding here, they're gonna take it up higher and not give it a pullback. And if it does go up higher on earnings, that means this stock could very well exceed $200 a share, and the stock clown will be really wrong. He'll be forced out of this position. So I'm pretty sure he's hoping and praying that it was to pull back, so he can lighten his load. But until he posts that he's out of it and he's wrong, he's still the high flyer wrong. Short Apple since 140. And then why did you get out, stock clown? I'm pretty sure that guy is dying to get out of his shorts. And he's been holding for so long, and he's probably had to block a whole bunch of people complaining to him about who followed his stupidity. You know what I mean? I mean, if there's a stock that can go into new highs, it's Apple. I mean, their fundamentals are amazing, right? But there's all kinds of excuses and baloney that can happen. It's all part of the game. Yeah, but that's not going to matter. It doesn't matter. You don't want to go just because of the calls. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But you know what? Like I said, in theory, David, Apple, it's so in favor to go up. And in fact, it could go up. And you know what? It's a matter of then I got to take a look at the upside scenario. Because if it wants to go up, that means they're going to go way above 200 for this year. But if it doesn't, maybe then the targets are 200, right? That 200 level is going to be a target for the stock. They want to take this to 200, the big money. The question is, they have to play the game with it. You know what I mean? Because this stock here should be at 200 if you ask me by now, right? But there's games that are in the way. But it's created opportunities with the options, right? Shareholders are getting paid well, and their money is growing for them, and the stock has done very well, gone higher. Unlike the stock clown telling people to sell for it's going to go to 120, wait for it. Well, it's still going up higher, stock clown, and when it goes to 200. I'll be, how smart will he look then, the stock clown, right? It's just a guesser. Like, how does he know the future? I think he thinks he knows the future, the stock clown, right? Apple is a high flyer. It's gonna go to 120, guys. You don't know how to look at your chart, so you definitely just look at that. That's stretched. It's a high flyer. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a stock clown. That's why I gave you the name stock clown. It's a true name for you. It perfectly fits your personality, stock clown. You know, can you take the stock clown seriously? No. See, he's got he's got he's got no well, no relation to me. Um, Hasing, no relation to me. Thank God for that. He's just an evil person, in my opinion. I think, like I said, I think he's been hurt mentally, because my theory is that he must have been long stocks, and they decimated him, and so he became, oh, I can make more money when they go down, and so I honestly believe that he's been mentally decimated, and so he has no, he has a reverse psychological thinking. So he'll hold his because they eventually come in. He'll hold his losers forever, but get out of his winners quickly to make some money to pay for the losers. Oh, I have nothing about Tim Sykes. That guy. I mean, Tim Sykes is Tim Sykes. He's got his system and stuff like that. But Tim Sykes isn't like that guy at all. I mean, I think the stock clown is the worst stock investor I've ever seen in my life, and in a way that he cannot admit he's wrong. Like, I mean, there are people that are, when they're wrong, they kind of realize it, and or they back off. They don't keep. But this guy is mentally deranged in the head, in my opinion. But the stories are fun about how wrong he is, and how still it's in his mind he's okay. Guys, we're in shares. We're not in options. Wait for it. Hope you guys like that one. Guys, we follow the monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. And I recommend a brokerage service that's the worst. That sucks too. But I want my clients to, my followers to subscribe to that broker, and just give him my stock clown promo code. I'm sure he makes a ton of money doing that, right? For his promo code for a particular thing. Recommending to a crappy brokerage service. You want a good broker? You go to Interactive Broker. You can trade anything on Interactive Broker. You can trade currencies. You can trade anything, not just stocks. Anything, currencies, whatever you want to trade. Canadian stocks, anything. It's a Interactive Broker has the lowest rates, and you can trade any market. Anything can be done through Interactive Brokers practically. Convert your, anything you want to do. Convert your own currency. Play the currency markets. Play the what's it called? The futures, stock futures. The NQ. I traded those before. I forgot all the thing. YM. All the currents, all the anything you want to trade. You can trade on that one platform. So I just did people a solid right over there. You go to Interactive Brokers, because and maybe I should get at least telling people to go to Interactive Brokers. At least I'm giving them some good advice. I think they're the best out there in terms of commissions and. Even their software, they allow you to use the Apple ID if you have to log in, through a recognition of whatever your device you're using, from the fingerprint to the face, whatever. Pretty sure the face isn't on it yet, but they have a very good securities system to get into the thing. Neither through Apple or through 200 key number generator that tells you, it asks you the numbers, and you have to give it the correct numbers. So, would you be a trigger point for right now? I don't know. TikTok. To me, its earnings have to come out, and then we need to see the action. It's a new highs now. I mean, look where it is. Look, Apple still, just think about it this right now. I mean, didn't it break new highs over here, right? So we these are new highs and still above. We even still closed above new highs. So it depends, what earnings are going to decide, and if they want to go higher. I haven't figured that out right now. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at what the action is, and then I'm going to do the figuring out. For Apple, who knows? Um, like I said, there's a possibility it just keeps zooming higher. A lot of people like to talk about Apple, but because I know a lot of people made money on that Apple plan. But if you were, short like the stock clown, you see yourself losing more money in that key position in Apple, and instead you're scalping for steak dinners. Well, you could have made way more money. You could have bought yourself a steak dinner for a couple of months. I love it because I don't make it up. The guy says steak dinner, right? Meanwhile, the stock, if you went long, if the stupid dummy went long my plan, he would have made he could have bought himself like a car. You know what I mean? I'm about to complain, laugh aloud. Lost money twice on TSLA in a row. Again, how we need to know what's safe and what's dangerous. Well, Tesla is actually made money, so if you should have made money in Tesla. Tesla is something that is a very is more of a well, you could say it's a volatile stock. You got to know your if you don't know how a stock moves, like for example, Google makes you a lot of money, but they have 5-point swings, right? So stops in stocks like a Tesla or a Google, which I like. When I set up an Amazon, you have to know the characteristics of a stock, and of course they swing. I'll give an example story of Google. I watched the Google options go from one of my plans. They went from, in that very session, it went from $1, like $100 an option, to $400 an option, back down to 100, then back to 400. That's the volatility. But I was right in direction. What I did is I caught the thing by the pullback. You could have played that. It was a setup, right? I'm saying, but those are the volatility ranges that can happen in these type of strong moves. Now, if you were in Tesla, you did not hold it properly because you did not listen to what I posted. So if you lost in Tesla, that's your fault, right? Because anybody who studied my stream, you make money in Tesla. See, Tesla, vavoom, it popped, but it pulled back. Now, if something's pulling back and you're up money, what do? You take profits and run, right? You get rid of them. I mean, this was profitable, tons. Yeah, and this is, again, if you don't know how to do stuff like that, you shouldn't be trading something like, because Tesla, you got to be fast mover. You know what it is? You snooze. Here's the you snooze, you lose. That's the market, stock market, right? Easy come, easy go. Any pro will tell you that. Easy come, easy go. Except if you're a stock clown, you keep holding until for months on end until it comes in. It's easy. It's hard come, and easy go. It's the opposite. Yeah, your options. Let me tell you, Hasing. Here's the truth. The options went from 460, and some people I have some, and they hit a high of 730. And even when it was pulling back, it gave you chances to get out at 640. With your eyes closed, you should have been profitable at least on half of the position, and still in smaller profits on this pullback, right? True. Yeah, no. Well, but we made money in Tesla, Nicole. But I also explained it. If I'm using November the 03, when things are looking a little bit cuckoo, when you made a good move and you're starting to pull back too much, no matter what, Tesla made it very easy to exit the position for at least a break even to small profits on your runner on that, right? So again, this Tesla move wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I actually, my plan was them to run it to the 335, 340 area. They didn't take it very far. So that's how it goes. This is how it goes. If anybody tells you they know for sure something's going to go, that's why I have targets. A lot of my plans work out, right? Like, for example, Netflix, right? Anybody who follows my stream and studies, because if you don't study Hasing, you're not going to make it in this game. You're going to get destroyed and manjada and matsada. You know, manjada, meaning eaten alive. Just eaten alive by the big money. But Power Trigger Trade posts powerful plans. So here it is, people. We had a plan this day here, right? It confirmed. Avazum. Money. Avazum. It's easy to hold that, right? But if you're up 300% and you don't know how to take profits, well, now this one here, no matter how you spin it, Netflix, it was so easy. See, but this is what I'm getting at. When they break out properly with power, you can feel that. I explain it in my YouTube channel. There's an intro video, and I explain. You know, you should study what I say in the intro video. Very powerful words of very powerful. It's all there, you know, for the people who want to learn and grow and mentally open their mind and wake up from the slumber, from the sleeping. You study my channel, you study my created playlist, like I said. You listen to what I'm saying in the beginning video. I say a lot of powerful things and powerful advice in that intro video. If you haven't done those things, then you're not putting in that. You're not doing what it takes to succeed, to make money in the markets. You want to guess and assume and ahum and assume and afum. Don't worry, the market will always outguess you. I guarantee it. See, there you go, Paul. But that's what a plan is for, right? See, if you assume, and I made a plan, right? You know, Apple's very popular because, you know what, people made a lot of money with this plan that I made here. You know, my plan, not a stockclown plan, a Power Trigger Trade plan. And here's the reality, people. And I've talked about Apple in my live stream. I had a live stream on this. I talked about it. I didn't make a plan until this day here. I made a follow-up plan on this day here. And we confirmed this day here. I posted the con formation, and it was slow. It made small profits this day, but it didn't go against. It was very, listen carefully, people, very easy to hold. And then avazum, they had the news. Listen, we got the signal, but we in this move much faster. Listen, we cracked through 161 like a champion. Avazum, look, we cracked it. Look at it. Easy to hold. You take profits, hold some runners. Vavavoom opens up again in the morning. What's so hard to hold this? Do you understand, people? And this is what these are powerful lessons right there. Avazum, they're another powerful. If you don't listen to what I say, you don't capisce, too bad for you. Because even powerful, well, not what I'm telling you is experience. You can, everything I'm telling you, there's a field, there's a certain power. And when things aren't working well, you start to put a stop in a logical area, like a break even. You know what? Because you know what? But some people, they're afraid to miss a move, and they don't put a stop and get kapoom. Right? Because nothing's 100%, people. Remember this. There's no magic bullet. There's no, you know, what is the damn term? I can't think of it. There's no perfect anything. What I do know is that you need to have a system of rules. You notice one of my biggest rules in the system is confirmation is key. In fact, I have a new banner, and it just shouts it. Confirmation is key. Because I think the other banner was too loud. I had too many things saying, and at that time I thought it was a good idea. Do you like, by the way, Ed? Did you see a new banner for yeah, nothing is a sure thing, Ting Tong. Well, so what do? We use a strategy. Power Trigger Trade strategies is the next best thing to a sure thing. So I'm telling it how it is. And most traders don't even have anything. They don't have plans nearly as good. They're little. They catch little, you know. They can catch little rinky-dinky moves. They didn't catch this Apple plan. They don't even know how to catch this, because mentally, as soon as you're making money, they're running for the hills. You know, they're getting out. You know what I mean? They're running because they're scared. Because when you're a scalper, your mind is wired to take profits on the fly. You just don't know what to do. You see a little bit of money because you're always in the red. You see a little bit of money, you're happy. Ah, you know what I mean? You can. But when you're a power trade trader, you get the feel, and especially when you study and you follow my plans, that it'll come to you. I got so many detailed plans up in my created playlist that'll teach you tons of things, because they're showing you real plans, actionable from everything, and you can actually see it. And when it all unfolds, you start to learn, wow, and you look at the charts and say, look what happened. Look how it actually moved. This was easy to hold. Ava zoom, ava boom. There's another tip right there. You know what I mean? It's all there. And I told you, people are sleeping at the wheel. Gold can be right in front of their faces in this world, and they don't even know it's there because they don't believe in anything. Their minds are fried. Ava zoom, ahum, fried. And do you think this world's going to get any easier? Don't kid yourself, people. With artificial intelligence and computers and all these things coming, coming the way, a lot of big changes are happening. A massive shift of change is happening in this world for the workforce. I don't care what profession you're in, lawyer, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything is going to be under attack by artificial intelligence, in my opinion, in some form or way. They always look to ways of how do they cut down, manpower. So the rich get richer, and you squeeze the middle class with the jobs. That's what I see happening, anyways. And I don't see government, and unless government has to come up with a new way of doing things, this is what I see. I see them squeezing them. They talk about bringing jobs to America, but the jobs they bring to America, what they do is, I give you an example. Let's say you take a CNC shop, right? And what a guy said was the CNC future shops in the future is going to be 1,000 of them with 30 employees per shop. That's only 30,000 high-tech jobs. 3,000 CNC machinists in there. And to run those robotics and the machines, you've got to have the highest skills. And there's only going to be 33,000 positions. I mean, you follow the competition, so. I mean, just think of it logically, what I just said there. So they're bringing the jobs to America, but they become more high-tech, more robotics. Yeah, they're becoming more robotics. I agree, right? So the robots, which is better. I mean, look, robots do a better job than humans anyways, right? But I'm saying we don't have a system where the robots are working for the benefit of the people. The robots are working for the rich to get richer. Isn't that truth? I mean, am I not speaking the truth here, people? The robots aren't working to make life better they're being used to make, like, look at what's building your car. Okay, yeah, there's people in the thing, but what's building the car? A robot. And if it didn't, the car price would be higher, right? But what's building the car? Robot. So, but how does that? Doesn't that help? Who makes the money? Right? Now, do you want to know, people, where I see a future? The future is the people who know how to make money in the markets. Because you want to know what one statistical fact that I know? The markets are more there's more computerization happening here than they were 20 years ago or 30 years ago, right? But yet the system ideas that I come up with and rules, they work perfectly. Yeah. So, that's the reality, people. So if you don't want to learn to trading is going to be a place I see growth in this area. People are going to have money from, maybe they get fired from the job, but they have money now. They need money. They want to make money, so they go to the market. They think the market they're going to make money. Then there's all these people that half of them suck, and they're making, what I mean. So I see the market being a futuristic thing for people to make money in. There I see in the terms of the market, the opportunities are boundless. But in terms of the workforce, I don't see the workforce getting any better. Because if you have robotics and artificial intelligence, as that improves, how is that going to make the workforce? How do you need more people? Look at people. You go to Home Depot, for example, or you go to and what do you start seeing? Automated tellers, right? It used to be once upon a time, if you go to the store, you would just see a live teller. Now you have two lines. You're seeing that they're trying to get more and more automated to even the checkout procedure. So it's happening everywhere. I've seen it at and then new machines, and when some stores have it incorporated, but they're starting to install it. Everyone's incorporating. Shoppers Drug Mart never had it. Walmart never had it, by the way. And they even have it. They have a whole line of them, and the most advanced ones as well, right? And Walmart is a big American company, so explain to me. And then you have robotics in the warehouses. Where is the manpower? Is the manpower being minimized? There used to be brokers, live brokers. Once upon a time, you would call into the broker and say, I want to buy shares, and that got automated now, right? Because you do that all through your brokerage account, touch of a button. Are you seeing the reality, people here? The government, even the school system, has not done anything to counteract the change that you're not going to have be able to employ everybody. But still, there's going to be a lot of people employed. What I'm getting at, there's still going to be people that cannot be employed. I'm sorry. I mean, how is that possible? Because they're getting more efficient. Anyways, this is just again, this kind of relates to the market. What I'm getting between the workforce, I see no matter what Trump wants to say, what American companies are doing is using more automation to keep jobs in America. But you don't need more people to run those places. You don't need more people, right? Because you can do more with the robots, right? In fact, one person can run a couple of machines, and because the robots do a lot of the work. For example, take a CNC machine, because I know about CNC, right? And that machine, you got a lathe, has an automatic bar feeder. The robot or loads the part into the machine. The machine, and then the operator will then just run a couple of the robots will do all the heavy work. So one man will be able to do the job of 1,000 people. That's the reality. If you think about it, one man will do the job between the machines of what would it take 1,000 people to do 20 years ago. Think about it like that, people. Now, what's the government doing about that? Nothing. You can't do nothing about that, right? Because it's part of the thing. We want to make. If you run a business, you want to try to keep your costs low. See now. Like I said, people, what I see, I mean, you're gonna need plumbers and all that stuff, but I mean the really tough jobs, those are the ones that are going to be around. But I'm talking about everything else. Even maybe there'll be robot helpers. I just know that you look 15 years ahead, and do you see the job market expanding? I don't see it. Unless you're coming up with new industries, right? Cars are not being built by more people. They're being built by robots, right? You don't even need salesmen. People don't even go buy. Look at Tesla. You don't even go buy your car in a dealership. You order it online. You're waiting for it. You buy it and you wait for it. You don't need the sales guy is out of the picture now. A lot of these things want you to just buy your car online. You go pick up your car and you move, right? You save money that way. So they're automating everything. So where is the more jobs? This is all baloney, man. There's no such thing as more jobs. What there are jobs, but more no. Even if they bring them back to America, they're gonna be using robotics to be competitive. More robotic jobs. Yeah, if you're a robot, there's a job for you. But one robot that can do the work of 1,000 people. It never stops. You have to, and then someone's got to fix a robot. Then you can make a robot to fix a robot. Yeah, you need someone to fix a robot, but robots, they don't break down all the time either. They make them, very smart. Yeah, Intel's been doing really good. It just kept on moving. It's a shift, just chip stocks like Nvidia are just super strong right now. They just keep high flying. They need to relax a little bit. Yeah, I think this live stream was good in terms of the letting people think about the future. If they think that the security of the job force is secure, you think what I just told you about the job force, about the job markets and just think about that carefully, because the schools are not, even the school system doesn't even didn't put artificial intelligence or robotics into the equation. Go 20 years ago, you never heard of cars driving by themselves, but they're testing cars that drive by themselves. So people, it's not is this there's a massive change going to happen in the next 5 years. We're rapidly changing. The world is rapidly changing. Rapid changes are happening, but the school system hasn't rapidly changed. For all people go to school, they don't even go to a teacher. Your teacher does a live stream, blah 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 blah, and the people are at home taking the notes, maybe asking a question through their computer. I don't know. I could see that happening, and then they're cutting. For example, do you know that in Canada, the college system, they're striking because they want more thing, right? So there's all kinds of problems happening, people. That's how I'm telling you. I tell you statistical measurements I'm already seeing right now. I don't see that the worker, even teachers are under attack because they're looking at ways of. And how do you get less teachers? Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you an example. So, if you do a live stream, you can teach 1,000 people, right? They tune in with their computers, and they talk blah 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 blah, and then they take the notes, and then they put the notes in and they can all access the notes on the thing, and then they study, and it can be done all online. Yeah, well, anyways, so you get my picture, people. Like, no one's thinking, but if you think about it right now, quickly, if you think about it logically, do you need more manpower for any job? Anything? No. Not even the doctor. Because most of the doctors, what does a doctor do? A general practitioner, what does he do? They look at you, and you can have a robot with cameras looking. What's your sign? Open your mouth, and then send you to the specialist. Specialists can have a robot helping them analyze things and then putting his two cents. So one doctor could have 10 machines help him. So even doctors can be under attack. Teachers, doctors, lawyers. I'm serious. It's possible with artificial intelligence computers. Look at even law firms used to have a lawyer would be able to have one assistant. Now they have to share. A lot of firms have to they share. They have to share with assistants because of the competitiveness in the law field, right? So whose age? The stock clown? Yeah, well, I mean, it's not here now, but I'm just saying, you can see that in 10, 15 years, do you see your son is 15 years old? What about your son? Oh, you're asking the other guy. Some of the best teachers, all the teachers of this year as PhDs, and they can really teach well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm saying that, oh, he attends an online high school. Oh, that's interesting. So there's an online, you're saying there's an online high school. Well, there you go. So you see what I'm saying, people? So Jacqueline here is saying that her son goes to an online high school. I mean, that didn't exist even 10 years ago, right? And here we are, and we're just at the beginning of robotics and so you tell me, isn't there going to be a shift in everything, even in the school system? I mean, They're striking right now in Canada. So about their rights, teachers are complaining. Yeah, robotic surgeons. There's a company called what's it called? RB. I know I can't think of the symbol right now, but there's a robotic company, and they make I mean, they because those are to help assist doctors. Even doctors, what surgeons used to do is now is assisted by robotics. There's still a surgeon there, but it's assisted robotics surgery, right? Again, in some cases it's necessary, needed these tools. But what I'm saying is um, it doesn't increase the amount of need for people. That's all I'm saying. If you look at all these solutions, so you need to rethink the whole economy, because you just think about it. It doesn't matter what field you're looking at. You know, unless it's a tough, one of those the tough jobs, like, you know, like tough jobs people don't want to do, but there'll be plenty of them as well. So that's the job market, right? But now the market, now here's what I'm getting at, people. The market, the opportunities are limitless and boundless in the market. So I prefer to master the market where the opportunities are limitless. And so you have me, and this is what my whole thing is about. It's about making money. And this market, the opportunities are limitless. They never I've watched this market, and I've only seen, all I see in my eyes are more opportunities. But what I don't see is more opportunities for the common worker man to go work. I don't see the opportunities in leaps and bounds like I do see in the market. That's my point here about the market and the job market. And in reality, I explain the reasons. It's right there in your face. Jacqueline talking about an online high school. You don't need as many teachers. Would you agree, Jacqueline? I mean, you could do less. You know, you know, an online high school could probably. I'm a programmer. I fear the future. That's why I invest. Oh, you're a programmer. What do you program? Team? Need to get out of from this uncertainty. See, he's a computer programmer. See, this guy is a computer programmer, and he's afraid because you can use the other probably programs that help program faster and easier. I mean, you would think that computer programming, but maybe I don't know, maybe they're finding ways to, you must know something about how they're able to code better and faster. I mean, how the hell you code a game that's 65 gigabytes? You know, there must be programs to help do that, because the file sizes of the games are huge. You know, for people who play the, you know, games like Xbox and stuff like that. Computers may do coding. Yeah, because coding is a tedious job, right? I mean, I think it would be assisted coding. You need human input. I'm saying, you know, you could get it done with less people. But again, I don't know about that for computer programming now. But again, there's people. What we found out on here is, we found out, or when I just talked about the reality of the workforce. People start telling me about that their son is going to an online college, or that a computer programmer is afraid of his career, and I can see it, like common sense. If you think about it logically, right? From any job, from even a warehouse worker is being. If you go look at a Baba warehouse, it's all fucking. It's run 80% is run by robotics. You would have need probably to do what the robots are doing. You probably would need a couple of thousand people. So there's a couple of, I mean, not that those are good jobs, but just an example. As you can see, the manpower is decreasing, but the rich people, the rich are getting richer, and because they can use robots now to do their work for them, right? And be more productive, and productivity and all that good stuff. So unless they find ways to how to make robots make life better and easier for human beings. But they are and they aren't. They, in a way, the robots are doing things that, for example, that welding. There's just certain jobs that are just not good for humans to do anyways. But that being said, they were still jobs people were doing. And I'm saying, if a robot does it, and a robot does this, and a robot does that, what's left for you to do, right? And That's all great. I mean, imagine the way I see it is that you need to come up with a new economic system. But anyways, that's a big topic. We can go on. That's an interesting topic in itself. Uh, I haven't seen Gabe, but it's probably all robotics, right? And we are right now, you know, we are in 2017. Can you imagine in 2025 what's going to come out, right? You could just imagine. So it'll be interesting. Anyways, people, this has been a great fun live stream. I think this was, this had nothing to do with the stocks that we talked about at the end. However, there is something to think about for people that are listening to this, to make you study my stream, my system. Take this market stuff seriously, because there's a good future in here. Here I see the market for the people who understand the market, which is a small majority, by the way. Remember, listen, people, small majority. Um, there's a lot of opportunity in the market to make money in the market. So keep that in mind, people. Remember, people, to have people that are listening, you want to ask questions. You want to have open up a YouTube account, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, people, always like the stream. People have been doing that, but I want more and more people to like the stream at high levels, because I think the content I said, every stream is going to be a little different, but this stream here has another powerful message about studying the market. And it made sense what I said, and I think it was a very good stream. Wednesdays are pretty good. I think the time is also the thing. The time of it. So yeah, these live streams, I'm enjoying them. I like them. I could keep going on and on. I wanted to cut this thing short. I wanted this to be done by 10:30. I just kept up because we started talking about other things and talked longer than I wanted to. Anyways, people, I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the stream, and don't forget to open up a YouTube account if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to study. Sandra is right on track with this investing. You're right, people. And don't forget, people. Study my created playlist. Even though study the winning trades. There's lessons in the winning trades, people. There's powerful lessons in everything. I'm telling you, that's all I did. I studied, why does something work, why does something not work, and so on and so forth. You can use your programming advantage to better gather data here. Well, no, that's all done. If I want to get, I can get all kinds of ways to measure stuff now. That's all automatic, really. It's called big data. We will have losers, but let's keep them small. That's right. The only way to not have losers, Paul, is to know the future. Isn't that true? So if we know the future, you can't lose. You have to know the future, though. But what you do need is a strategy. All we can use and employ is if you need a good strategy, though, right? You don't want to be like the stock clown holding something for being wrong. The opposite. Hold your losers for a long time and get rid of your winners quickly. That's not what you want. You want to do the opposite. You want to get rid of your losers quickly and hold your winners as much as you possibly can. But you got to cut those two. That's a skill. If it was easy, people, if the market was easy, it's a battle for the dollar bills out there. That's why there's a fluctuation. It's a battle. That's the reality. Anyways, people, have a good night. Don't forget to like the stream. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like the stream.